I do quite a lot of marriage counseling, not because I love to do it, because nowadays my schedule is so busy, so it's hard for me to spend the time I will spend with maybe thousands of people with just one couple. So it's difficult now for me, but I still do. And one of the reasons I do is that it helps me to get the pulse of what is going on in many people's marriages. You know, when I talk to a few couples, talk to a few people, I kind of develop my material from there because I know what people are dealing with. So one of the things, two things I've noticed that affects a lot of marriages is the issue of communication and conflict resolution. Communication and conflict resolution. So today I'm going to focus on the conflict aspect of it because, I see that, conflict is usually one of the stages that will lead you to where couples start to separate. All right, so communication breakdown or communication challenges will inevitably lead to conflicts. And a lack of conflict management skills will now lead to where people start to separate or, more serious issues like domestic violence and the rest. So that's why I want to major on conflict resolution today or conflict management. Now, a few things I need to say here. It's not compulsory that you will have conflict in your marriage. I need to establish that. I know people who just assume, oh, it's okay to fight. Yeah, it depends how you want to paint that word fight. But what I'm trying to say is that it's okay to disagree. It doesn't have to become a quarrel. It's okay to disagree because we're two different people with two different perspectives, two different upbringing. It's normal for us to disagree, see things in different light. But it doesn't have to degenerate to where we start attacking each other and hating each other and hitting each other. And that is where it must not get to. All right? That is where it must never get to. So it's okay for us to see things differently. It's okay for us to disagree, but we must not turn it into a quarrel. Okay? Very, very important. Very, very important. So conflict resolution is actually one of the ways you can know how strong a marriage is, how you can know the longevity, the future, the stamina that a marriage has is in how they deal with conflict. So it's a major thing, how you will deal with conflict. You will have some kind of conflict, okay? Like I said, it mustn't be a quarrel. It doesn't have to get there. But there will be opposing views, opposing ideas, and we must have an arrangement or an idea, an understanding, a grasp of how to deal with conflict when they happen. We must have that understanding, okay? Very, very important. And I usually like to say this, that the strength of a marriage is not determined by how they love, it's determined by how they fight. Okay? A strength of a marriage is not determined by how they love, or the strength of a couple. It's not determined by how they love, it's determined by how they fight. It's not determined by when they agree, it's determined by when they disagree. So I'm going to measure the strength of your union, not when both of you agree, because when we agree, everybody's fine. Everybody's fine. Even cat and mouse are happy when they agree. All right? Even all kinds of opposing beings are okay when we have common views. But what I need to check is how do things go when we don't agree. So I don't measure your strength of your marriage by when you love. I measure it by how you both behave when you fight. I don't measure it by when you agree. I measure it by when you disagree. How do you handle that disagreement? How do you guys handle it? That is where the strength is. Listen, marriages that last is not because they have no conflict at all. It's because they are able to manage those seasons of disagreements and of conflicts and of opposition and of opposing views that makes it last. It's not that they don't ever have, it's not that they see eye to eye on every issue, no. But the marriages that also fail is not because they quarrel all the time. No, there are times that they have agreement. There are times that they are on the same page. There are times that everything is fine. But you see the issues when things are not fine. Is where they break it down. The way they tear down the home. Now makes it look like everything is wrong with the marriage. So it's really, a lot really lies on your ability to manage conflict. So a few tips. One of the things that helped us when we were getting married is that we agreed, we came together and had an agreement. We came together and had an agreement that we will not quarrel in this marriage. All right? So we agreed that. I didn't even know, I didn't know what I know now then, but I've been a marriage and relationship coach for a while, so I was already on the job then, but I know better now. I know how important what we did then, was now. I don't know if that's making sense. You understand? But I didn't know how powerful that agreement we had was. We came together and agreed then when we were getting married out. Look, we will not quarrel in this marriage. This doesn't mean we will not have opposing views. This doesn't mean we will not disagree on issues, but it will never degenerate into me saying stupid, bastard, or slapping each other. Because when I counsel couples sometimes, I see couples, the way they talk to each other. And I'm wondering, how do you guys live together? How do you guys make love? How do you guys spend life together? And you use such words with each other. You are stupid. You are needy. Are you okay? Do you have sense at all? And these are couples. How do you come to that point? With somebody you love, you can disagree. That's not the issue. The issue is, are you so used to having your way that if you don't have your way, you must be your way or the highway? That's the issue. It must never degenerate. So we came to an agreement in our own home when we're single about to get married. We said, look, we'll never quarrel in this home. We'll disagree. Oh, it's okay to disagree. It's okay. But it will never lead to us using some kind of hurtful words, abusive words. We made sure. It is wrong to threaten your partner with the D word. You know the D word? The D word is divorce. It's wrong to threaten, to manipulate. So it's really about, when there's real friendship and when there's real love, there are limits to how we will go even when we are fighting. Do you know, there's some issue going on with Ukraine and Russia now, even though it seems they're not following the guidelines, but even war has guidelines. Do you understand? War has rules. There are places you can't bomb. There are places you can't shoot. Do you understand that they have rules? Now, some people don't follow it, I understand that, but I'm saying, but at least they even have the agreement that these are the rules for war. So if when two people that are not married and are having a war where guns and bombs are being used, they are still trying to operate by guidelines, how much more a married couple that are in love, that have kids together, that have a life together, why shouldn't there be guidelines to how we should deal with disagreement? So that's what I'm saying. You must have those agreements on how to deal with disagreements. Does that make sense? You have agreements on how to deal with disagreements. All right. So, in dealing with conflict, please have the understanding that, hey, abusive words are not allowed here. Nasty words are not allowed here. Stupid, bastard, idiot are not allowed here. Threatening with the D word, I will divorce you. Those are no-nos. Those are no-nos. I have a message titled 10 Things You Must Never Do to Your Spouse. And one of it is threatening them with divorce. It's actually one of it. You must never do it. It's a capital crime. It's a federal offense. And you'll be prosecuted for war crimes if you do that.